All right, y'all, gather around because I'm about to say something that might get me excommunicated from the Bayhive, but hear me out. Beyonce, Queen Bey herself, the woman who made Coachella a national conversation on HBCUs and step shows, did not deserve to win Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. And before you start drafting hateful threads and sharpening your digital pitchforks, let's talk about why. This isn't a hit piece, it's just facts. First, let's address the cowboy in the room. The Grammys love to snub Beyonce. This is a fact. This is science. Every time she drops an album, the Recording Academy gathers in a secret room, burns some sage, and collectively decides to ignore her for Album of the Year. She's been nominated 5 times and had never won until now. Before we can get into whether Cowboy deserved to win, we really have to acknowledge that Beyonce could have dropped an album called I Invented Music and Cured All Diseases, and the Grammys still would have been like, but have you heard this indie folk album recorded in a houseboat by 3 guys named Chad? She's received 99 Grammy nominations, an incredible amount, and 35 wins, but they had never won Album of the Year. Until Jay-Z gives a speech and makes a huge deal about how it's a travesty that his wife had never won Album of the Year ever, despite her being the most decorated artist at the Grammys ever. I mean, dude, Madonna, the queen of pop, who has sold 400 million albums, has only had 7 Grammy Awards, and you don't see her with one of her 25-year-old boyfriends giving speeches about how she deserved more. Now, let's be real, Cowboy Carter was an event. Beyonce went country, and she gave us a history lesson all at once. But was it the best album of the year? No. And deep down, you know that too. If you rank all of her albums, Cowboy Carter is great, but does it hit like Lemonade? Nah. It was bold and ambitious, but it wasn't the kind of album that had the whole world stopping in their tracks. And let's be honest, genre experiments can be hit or miss. The country vibe just didn't hit as hard as most of her other efforts. It felt more like a diluted country lemonade that needed a lot more sugar. And let's not forget, the Grammys have a type when it comes to Album of the Year winners. They love safe, they love traditional, and they love guitar-wielding singer-songwriters who sound like they grew up journaling their feelings under a tree by a lake. Beyonce came in with a genre-blending, boundary-pushing, and experimental album, and the Grammys normally would have been like, but have you considered the most predictable choice possible? But they didn't this time, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with that tirade that Jay-Z went on last year. So, if not Beyonce, then who? Well, obviously that's up for debate, but we had some groundbreaking albums this year. Billie Eilish had an incredible album with Hit Me Hard and Soft, and Chappell Roan had the internet in a tizzy over Rise and Fall of a Midwestern Princess, and Andre 3000 completely flipped the script with New Blue Sun. Talk about an auditory experience. And come on, compared to those records, Cowboy Carter felt more like a commercial detour with guitars and rhinestones rather than a truly heartfelt journey. I mean, remember when Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar? I'm still not over it. And I love Macklemore, but beating out Kendrick? At the end of the day, Beyonce doesn't need Album of the Year to be Bey. She's Bey. She's the most awarded artist in Grammy history. She's literally out there doing her thing while the Grammys are still trying to figure out if they like rap music or not. So yeah, I don't think Beyonce deserved to win Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. Should have been Renaissance. But that's okay, because when you're already Beyonce, do you really need another trophy? What do y'all think? Did the Grammys get it right? And Bayhive, I'm going to tell you to go in the comments. Let me know what you think, but keep it cute. So let me know in the comments.